Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm going to do a classic rock reaction. This is Rush, man. Cygnus X-1, Book 2, off of the Hemispheres album. I've already done Book 1, The Voyager, from the previous album. So this is just a continuation of the story of this space traveler who got sucked into a black hole. Left me hanging, man. So let's see what he's up to in this one. Before I pop this off, man, I just want to give a shout out and thanks very much to William Casey. William, thanks very much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you also for the link. All right. Cygnus X-1, Book 2, off of Hemispheres. Let's get it. I love this long intro. Already takes you on a trip. There's that tight musicianship. I could just listen to this all day.
When our weary world was young, struggle of the ancients first began. The gods of love and reason sought to learn to rule the fate of man. They battled through the ages, but still neither force would yield. Their people were divided. Every soul a battlefield. Every soul a battlefield.
Every soul a battlefield. Two opposing philosophies. takes so long with the instrumentals and the melody. Leaves you with your own thoughts and imagination. This is one of the gods. This is one of the gods telling him that he'll bring them wisdom.
You can live in grace and comfort in the world that you transform. The people were delighted, coming forth to claim their prize. They ran to fill their cities and converse among the wise. But one day the streets fell silent, yet they knew not what was wrong. The urge to fill these fine things seemed not to be so strong. The wise men were consulted and the fringe of death was brought. In quest of Dionysus to find out what they had lost.
So Dionysus is the other god, the opposing god. So the first guy was wisdom, and this guy is love.
I bring love to give you solace in the darkness of the night, in the heart's eternal light. You need only trust your feelings, only love can steer you right. I bring laughter, I bring music, I bring joy and I bring tears. I will soothe your crime of fear.
Okay. One is logic, the other one is more emotions.
Throw off those chains of reason and your prison disappears.
Throw off your chains of reason. It's taking them in a completely different direction.
The cities were abandoned and the forests echoed song. They danced and lived as brothers. They knew love could not be wrong. Food in mind they had of plenty and they slept beneath the stars. The people were contented and the gods watched from afar. But the winter fell upon them and it caught them unprepared. Rain, wolves, and cold starvation and the hearts of men despair.
Partying too much, and they didn't logically prepare. Too much indulgence. Man, this is a great story. What a trip. And the tight musicianship and the instrumentals. backing it up. They take their sweet time in between, stretching things out. All the hemispheres.
Some fought themselves, some fought each other. Most just followed one another. Lost the nameless like their brothers, for their hearts were so unclear. And the truth would not appear. Their spirits were divided into blinded hemispheres. Some who did not fight brought tales of woe to light. My Roxanne sailed by night on her final flight to the heart of Cygnus X-1 we set our course.
I forgot about the space traveler.
Spiral through the timeless space with its immortal race.
So he's arriving on the scene, and he's witnessing the division, I guess, among the people because of these two opposing gods, these two philosophies.
I have memory and awareness, but I have no shape or form. As a disembodied spirit, I am dead and yet unborn. I have passed into Olympus, as was told, tales of old. To the city of immortals, marble white and pure as gold.
Right. He has no body, it was torn apart, going through the black hole. He's just a spirit then. It's interesting, this song has 3 different perspectives.
I see the gods in battle rage on high. Thunderbolts across the sky.
So he's trying to reason with them. The God of balance. Doesn't this paint a great visual in your mind? This awesome story. God of balance. So they finally established.
We can walk our road together if our goals are all the same. We can run alone and free if we pursue a different aim. Let the truth of love be lighted. Let the love of truth shine clear. Sensibility, armed with sense and liberty, with the heart and mind united in a single perfect state.
Wow, man. What a song. What a song, man. What a odyssey, what a story. Incredible. I'm putting both of them together in my mind now. Book one and now book two. How it all started, how it all ended. Holy cow. What an incredible tale. What an incredible story. Wow. Was this incredible story in this song completely conceived by the band themselves? Or does this story actually exist somewhere outside of this song? Or did the story come first? Does it exist outside of the song? Or was it conceived just specifically to be used as a song? Let me know about that. That is really interesting. Holy cow, what a story. Being able to put all of that together with great instrumentals assisting, those breaks in between allowing you to digest and visualize, impressing the hell out of you with tight musicianship, great lyrics, great vocals, and just telling this story, this long-ass story. This was, 18 minutes? Man. I am tripping. This was fantastic, man. Holy cow. What can I say about this? This is a masterful piece of work. And just a whole bunch of questions in my mind. How did they become inspired to do this? Where did it start? I'm guessing that Neil Peart is probably the person who was constructing the concept of everything, but then all of the musicianship had to be put in play, the cadence, everything. just to produce a song like this, from concept to production, I wonder how long it took. When did the seeds of creativity get planted? And from that point to the point of actually producing the song, how long did it take? Because this is a great body of work that I'm thinking about. All the things that go into producing it, creating it. Damn, man. And then the whole album. And that's another question I've got for you. Should I go back and finish the entire album, or should I go on to doing a reaction to something else? And what is that something else, if I should move on? Let me know about that. But I'm getting ahead of myself, man. Going back to this song, this was fantastic. Fantastic song, man. I'm impressed beyond. And are there many artists out there today capable? Not capable, they are capable, but willing to create something like this? And would they be allowed to, especially by the record labels? I know that the record labels has a really, really tight stranglehold on artists' creative freedoms now. I know that. So that's the question. Maybe they're capable, perhaps, but would they be allowed to? But how many would be capable? I guess that's my question, not many. Because, man, let me know who else, besides Rush, were creating epic tales like this. I think of Pink Floyd, perhaps Yes. I've only done a triple shot of Yes, and I know that they had more grand pieces of work that I still gotta get to. But is there anyone else who tells such a magnificent story like this, with the instrumentals, with everything? Let me know, because that whole progressive rock thing is just chock full of some great stuff I've really got to get into. But I'm digging Rush, man. Following their process. Okay, I gotta stop talking, and I gotta get on to my structure. I'm a little overwhelmed. All right. So, let me give you a quick intro of the band, a little background of the song, and we'll go from there. All right, so Rush was a Canadian band comprising Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart. Formed in '68, the band went through several configurations until arriving at its longest and most popular lineup when Peart replaced original drummer John Rutsey in July 1974. They had neglected to come up with a name for their group until John Rutsey's older brother said, "You're always on the go. Why don't you call the band Rush?" Rush is known for its musicianship, complex compositions, and eclectic lyrical motives, drawing heavily on science fiction, fantasy, and philosophy. The band's musical style has changed several times over the years, from a blues-inspired hard rock beginning, later moving into progressive rock. They are among the most proficient players on their respective instruments, with each band member winning numerous awards in magazine readers' polls. Several industry sources estimated Rush's total worldwide album sales at over 40 million units as of 2017. The group has been awarded 24 gold, 14 platinum, and 3 multi-platinum albums. Legacy. In '79, the Canadian government named them official ambassadors of music. They've won several Juno Awards, 7 Grammy nominations, an International Achievement Award, Group of the Year twice, and were inducted into the Juno Hall of Fame in '93. They were inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame in '94 and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2013. Great accolades, man. Alright, so Cygnus X-1. Cygnus X-1 is a 2-part song series by Canadian progressive rock band Rush. The first part, Book 1, The Voyage, is the last song on the 1977 album A Farewell to Kings, and the second part, Book 2, Hemispheres, is the first song on the following album, 1978's Hemispheres. Book 1 is 10 minutes and 25 seconds long, and Book 2 is 18 minutes and 7 seconds. It was released as an extended play on April 22nd, 2017. So Book 2's general storyline. A black hole known as Cygnus X-1, an X-ray source believed to be an actual black hole, lies in the constellation Cygnus. An explorer aboard the spaceship, Rosanati, journeys toward the black hole, believing there may be something beyond it. As he moves closer, it becomes increasingly difficult to control the ship, and he is eventually drawn in by the pull of gravity. The final words of Book 1 describe his ordeal, quote, "Sound and fury drown my heart. Every nerve is torn apart," unquote. Yeah, so by the time he reaches his destination, he no longer has a body. He's just a cognizant spirit. The explorer re-enters the story midway through Book 2. He has emerged into Olympus, where he witnesses the gods Apollo and Dionysus caught in the struggle between mind and heart. Prior to his arrival, the logical thinkers are led by Apollo, and the emotional people are ruled by Dionysus. Apollo had shown the people how to build cities and explore the depths of science and knowledge, but Dionysus had lured many of them into the wild forest and provided love. However, his followers did not store any food for the winter and are caught unprepared. A conflict breaks out as the two different ways of life clash. When he reflects on what he sees, he becomes tormented in the lack of balance of the people who insist on one extreme or the other. His silent scream is felt by the warriors and causes them to rethink their struggle and unite. The gods recognized the explorer as a nascent new god and named him Cygnus, the god of balance. Allusions and allegory. Although the storyline revolves around a science fiction world, it uses Greek mythology to explain the double meaning. Cygnus X-1 is primarily about the discovery of two conflicting ways of life and two vastly different ways in which the human mind thinks. Logical and emotion are separated into separate sides or hemispheres of the brain. The balance point, Cygnus, allows the mind to think with some logic and emotion at the same time, allowing people to be analytical but unemotional. Okay, hence the balance of the Cygnus mind. Wow, man. How fantastic is this entire compilation, this magnificent creation in the form of this song, both parts. And going back in the day, the creativeness that these guys had to show, and of course the fortitude to take it from that first seed of creativity and then bringing their vision onto paper, and then adding the musicianship, and probably struggling and fighting with people like their record label to get it to us. So that entire evolution from the point of that first seed, that first creative seed being planted, all the way to getting the song to us, to me, is very, very intriguing. I would love to know how long it took just for that to happen, just for the first seeds of creativity all the way to the end product to happen. How long did it take back then? And with technology, and let's just say that there was a willingness and they had lots and lots of support in this day and age, how long would it take them today? So comparing back then, how long, to today's technology and influence, how long? I imagine back then it would have probably taken 10 times as long. It's what I'm guessing. But that was their fortitude back then, you know. And I usually talk about comparing the classic era to the era now. And it's just one of those other elements that goes into the creativity that they had back then. And, you know, I believe that there are artists out there probably who have this kind of creativity to create something like this, but sadly will never be allowed, because I don't imagine that many record labels would allow it. You know, I guess back then it was just a certain time that they were given, and a certain allowance that they had that is probably just not available today, which is sad, because what a masterful piece of work this is. You know, I can't think of another body of work that is just this epic, that tells such a great story, adding so much instrumentals and everything. And, you know, speaking about the story, when you're talking about a concept and adding it to song with instrumentals and breaks and all of these different things, you could easily lose the listener. But I wasn't lost from book 1 all the way to book 2, from beginning to end. I knew exactly where I was. I knew what was happening. And that takes a masterful bit of skill to be able to keep the reader engaged, or the listener engaged, and keep them with you, following you. I wasn't lost at all. I don't think that I got it exactly 100%, but I pretty much knew exactly what was happening anyway, you know. It's fantastic, man. And that takes some skill all in itself. So I got to give these guys so much props, man. And here's a question I got, man. This song, the story in this song, was this story a story that existed before? Did they just take this story and just incorporate it into a song? Or was this created just specifically for this song? Sorry, that's my stomach rumbling. I do intermittent fasting, so my stomach rumbles a lot. Yo, man, so this is just a fantastic piece of work. And I would have so many questions for these guys. It's unreal. But yeah, so I'm just going to ask you guys, because you probably know. How long, if you know, how long do you think it took them to create this one particular song? Not the album, but the song. Well, how long did it take them to make the album as well? And being musicians, maybe, if you guys have a musician kind of mind, how much effort, how much energy, how much will and hard work and determination and all of those factors did it take to put into creating something as masterful as this? Tell me, people who have an understanding of creating music and things of that sort. I want to hear from you guys. I want to get a feeling. I want to go into the mind and the emotional element of these guys when they're creating this, to kind of be able to understand from their perspective. So help me out with that. I'm really intrigued by it. Anyway, man, look, I could talk forever about this, and I know that it will turn into an hour-long video, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do with this song, and just so you know, when I do these reactions and I give tunes a 2 thumbs up, 5 out of 5, when I have a day off or some free time or what have you, especially on a nice spring day, you know, with spring in the air right now, I'll sit on my porch, have a few malts, bring my cans with me, and I will listen to this song all afternoon. And that is my idea of a perfect day off, a perfect afternoon off. You know, there are other things, but where it comes to the music, definitely that is something that I would do. And that is what I'm looking forward to doing with this. So anyway, man, in regards to the music of Rush, where do I go from here? Do I finish listening to the whole album, or do I move on to another piece of work? let me know. I'll wait to hear from you, and I'll go from there. But yo, man, this was fantastic. I really appreciate the talents of these guys. Their creative element is second to none, and I'm really looking forward to diving more deep into their progressive stuff, all of their stuff, because their musicianship is just so damn tight, so good. But their progressive stuff, the way they tell stories, is just on another level completely, man. And I'm definitely into it. So listen, I'm gonna bounce, but thank you very much for joining me. This was fantastic, and I'll see you in my next Rush reaction. Peace.